Here we are at the hive. Amazing structure this. This is just like a wisteria that's been trained up this framework. And you've got this lovely sort of circular seat, a nice bit of granite set taken in concentric circles. It really is an impressive structure, this, combining plants and a bit of architecture. Here we go, this is the Wallamy Pine. This was the one they discovered, I don't know, about 20 odd years ago. And this is one of the oldest sort of trees on the planet, up there with the bristlecone pines. This is like this mile-long herbaceous border at Kew, and it's a fantastic sort of display. You can see you've got the architecture there of the pyramid U, and just a really fantastic layout of herbaceous perennials. Let's take a look. Miscanthus, Echinacea and Rudbeckia, late summer flowering, looking really good. Our plants here, and then of course you've got that lovely Persicaria amplexicol, and then disappearing into skies of Stardust coccinea, beautiful red lily there. Planting of this Pennisetum around the seats, look at the way that just softens it. Really nice planting that is. Very bright coloured Alstroemeria here. Agapanthus have just gone over, and one or two Kniphofia, red hot pokers just hanging on. This detail here on the pyramids, and you see you've got the little cone at the top. Just finishes it off, just gives it that little bit of a detail. So look at this one. This is it's even better Miscanthus. This is Miscanthus napolensis, and of course you've got Verbena bonariensis popping through it, and it really works well around this bench. Some great ideas for planting around benches. So now we're in the Temperate House, and you can see we're in the bananas, the Musa. One or two bits of banana there. Encephalorus plant, palm. Look at the size of those fronds. Prop shoots.
Your one's already amazing.
Of course, there's lots of plants in the palm house, including the coffee tree, Coffee arabica, and I don't know if I can see any beans on there, but that is where we get our coffee from. Conia flower there, tucked away. Slightly dry fishtail plum, but quite nice, the old Caryota. Here's another rare plant. This is Erica verticillata. So verticillata goes round in a circle, and this is another plant they considered extinct, but they found it. There's a plant called Leucodendron argentium. Argentium is silver, and dendron's tree, so you got the silver tree. Honeysuckle tree, Teichomaria. One or two nice bonsais, and definitely Chrysanthemum morifolium has got a pretty good display here. So an interesting display here with lots of messages in, I think it's Japanese, and here in the Temperate House. The waterfall there with the jubaeas, the Chilean palms either side, really good feature. There's the old Brugmansia, the thorn apple kind of Datura, angel's trumpet. Little Kufia ignea, lovely little plant. A cup of tea, and this is Camellia sinensis, of course, where we get tea from. So back to Robert Fortune kind of days, bringing it back from China to India. Incredible plant. So we come to the lovely Sackler Bridge and it's a way of getting across to the tree walk. It was installed in 2006, and the idea of this lovely sort of serpentine meandering path sort of copies the banks around the outside, and it's just such a beautiful piece of architecture. Can't go to Kew without getting in the tree walk, and here we are just making our way up the top here, and already getting up quite a bit higher. So here we go, look at this great idea to create this tree walk. So we'll carry on, we'll have a look when we get to the top. I think there's a nice scarlet oak Quercus coccinea there on the tree walk, and you can see nice tilia lime there. You can see those lime bracts hanging down. Just looking across, we've got a nice beech tree, looks like an ailanthus tree of heaven just tucked away down there in the distance. Lots of sweet chestnuts, the odd oak tree popping up. Looks like might be some sort of, certainly a compressus or something in the background. View there of the Temperate House, nice sort of one of the American red oaks there, and quite a few oaks actually. There's a couple of cedars in the distance. Strawberry tree, arbutus, and then stepping down into olives. So we're into Mediterranean country here. You can see the typical Cupressus sempervirens there in the distance, and you've got that nice sort of Italianate kind of structure with the A-frame top, and looks like there's a home oak Quercus ilex there in the distance, and there'll be cistus. There's a Judas tree. To the right, which looks good, and lots of yuccas and other sort of typical Mediterranean plants. Another beautiful waterfall at Kew, the Princess of Wales House, and now we're coming round to another iconic feature at Kew, which of course is the Alpine House. It's even got its own ventilation, so there's no water tanks around the outside ducting water. They actually vent cold air, so it's quite an impressive feature. Lots of lovely alpines in here, all set up. Quite a lot of tufa rock as well, with plants growing out of them. There we go. Ooh. And here's an example of one of the vents. You can see here the cold air blowing through, because alpines, obviously from the mountain regions, have got that environment all the time, so recreating that mountain environment. Grass border, Cordaterias, Miscanthus, Steepers, Arundo, Donaria, Festucas, Elamus, all sorts of things in there. One of my favourite features at Kew is this lovely Minka House. Minka means houses of the people, and this is a house that sort of Japanese country dwellers would have, and it's just beautifully crafted out of bamboo and thatch, and all the different sort of rope work and knots and different things are fabulous. Really interesting structure set in lots and lots of different kinds of Phylostachys and other bamboo. So again, really worth visiting at Kew, and really typical of the old farmhouses they used to have. The next garden we want to look at is the garden, Japanese garden. It's a garden of harmony, a garden of activity, and a garden of peace, all beautifully linked together, and it's a great place for people just to stop and reflect and look and just weigh up the beauty of this landscape. And it's just sort of lovely the way that the rocks are placed, just like little mountains or big mountains popping up out of the raked gravel, the sea. And to some people they might represent animals for different lanterns, but the sort of rivers of natural planting running down the hill, liriops and different things like that. And it's just a nice sort of garden of mass and void and beautifully placed stones and very well trained trees as well. And it just looks like the movement of water flowing and tumbling through it around the large rocks. It's really good. Nice Certa, beautiful little plant. The ionic pergola here with the tiles built into the wall, which is really clever. It gives a nice feature there. See the tiles built in. Rafters and the brick pillars with tiles, looking really good. What did you think of your trip to Kew today, guys? Oh yeah. So you're all passionate about horticulture now? Yeah. Well, that wraps up our visit to Kew. I think the students have enjoyed it, so why not get down to Kew? It really is worth a visit. If you haven't been for a while, it's still a very, very inspiring, fabulous place to come to, and it will fire you up again in your horticultural career.